ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Well, the two AFC South teams that played yesterday lost. That's good for Chuck Pagano's Colts. They get a win tonight, and they are again 2 clear in the division. Already 2 up in the loss column. Since Tom Coughlin's team last played, the Cowboys have lost twice. So a chance to move within a loss of Dallas tonight and get closer to Philly, now sitting atop the division. Waiting to see us next Monday night down I-95. Giants won the toss. They want the ball. So Eli will be on the field first for the Giants. Terrific kickoff man in Pat McAfee. So often a touchback. We're ready to boot it, and we are underway. It's not good hang time, but not very deep. So a return opportunity for Michael Cox. Got the edge. And cutting back, Cox will be stopped at the 33-yard line. It's a good place to start against the Colts. So as Eli Manning takes the field for the Giants, these are the men in front of him. He's got rookie in Weston Richburg, part of an offensive line that has not changed in front of him during this season. And the guys handling the ball, Andre Williams gets another start for the Giants as it's game 3 without Rashad Jennings, Hillis, Randall, Odell Beckham Jr. We think 13 is going to be very involved for the Giants offensively tonight. First carry, Williams. And the rookie out of BC is in the arms of Bjorn Werner. Loss of a yard or so. So John Eli Manning, as he takes the field, ties Phil Simms for the most starts for a quarterback in Giants history.
Yeah, it's a brand new offense for him. He's even got new fundamentals, Mike. You'll see him standing in the shotgun with his right foot back after 10 years of having the left foot back. And I think the left tackle Beatty, the right tackle Pugh are the only guys I saw him play with last year. A lot of new teammates.
Loss of a yard. There's Beckham, the rookie receiver, lining up next to Manning, clearing out the middle for Larry Donnell. And the tight end is a first down to the 46-yard line.
Odell Beckham bothers people. They bring him back into the backfield. They shoot him on a wide flare. Everybody covered Beckham. No one covered Donnell. Eli likes that. No huddle with 2 tight ends and 2 receivers. I have not seen the Giants do this from this personnel grouping all year.
Giants coming off their bye, so you know wrinkles will be there. The Colts have to find them, and DeQuell Jackson finds the back Williams, no gain. Up front, injury to Arthur Jones, defensive tackle out. Ricky Jean-Francois starts tonight. Injury to Eric Walden, linebacker Andy Studebaker starts. Good injury news, Vontae Davis hurt his knee against Pittsburgh, but it wasn't serious, so he's back in the lineup with Toller, Adams, and Brown in that secondary for the Colts. Keep an eye on Davis and how long he can go. When he went out, things changed for Indianapolis, and Roethlisberger had that 6-touchdown night. Peyton Hillis, the back, 2nd and 9. And Manning taking the shot towards Beckham, goes up, couldn't pull it down as Greg Toller battled him at the corner spot.
Eli Manning studied the Colt defense to the wire, and with 2 seconds he saw one-on-one coverage with Odell Beckham Jr. against Greg Toller. Eli just underthrew it. Eli's going to look long and hard for that matchup all night tonight. They love Odell Beckham Jr.
Beckham Jr. lines up in the slot on 3rd and 9. 3 on the play clock as Manning has time. And throws on the run towards the middle, incomplete. I think he was expecting a receiver to come back towards the middle, whether it was Beckham or Randall. And after 1 first down, the Giants will be forced to punt.
Very good pass protection that time by the Giants offensive line. Eli had all day to throw. Probably could have put that ball down and run it himself for a first down. But here's Weatherford.
Steve Weatherford, who has battled an ankle injury after tearing ligaments in the start of the season against Detroit. Fair caught by Griff Whalen back at the 11. Giants fans are used to that. It's been a season and a half without a touchdown on opening drive. Monday Night Football brought to you by GMC. Enter the Never Say Never sweepstakes for a chance to win a 2015 GMC vehicle at gmc.com/NFL and NFLshop.com. Find the largest selection of NFL products at the official store of the NFL. Some of the men who are part of the G-Men and Giants history. Michael Strahan gets his Hall of Fame ring tonight. That's why over 100 Giant alumni are here for this game. And we'll show you a bit of the Strahan ceremony at the back end of halftime. Andrew Luck and the Colts take over from the 12. Trent Richardson behind. He gets the fake. And it is Dwayne Allen for nothing. Jaquan Williams able to tackle Andrew Luck. What a start he's had to his career. 27-13 in Colts history. He ties Johnny Unitas for the most wins in his first 40 games. Second and 8, Reggie Wayne back in the Colts lineup. Was out last week with the elbow injury. Pressure on, Luck gets rid of it. And Allen, this time, able to get the first down at a gain of 10 in front of Quentin Demps, the safety.
This Andrew Luck, incredible formation usage in this offense. The volume is extreme, Mike. They can run a lot of different plays, and he's got a deep supporting cast. Two distinctly different tight ends, backs, and a lot of receivers.
You're comfortable with all 5 receivers. Akeem Nicks and Reggie Wayne to his left. And T.Y. Hilton, who started this week as the top yardage man for receivers. He'll be at the top for first and 10. And a run to the right with Trent Richardson. Flag comes down as Richardson is taken down to the 29-yard line. Well, you heard that flag. It's on the Giants. On Kiwanuka. Carl Sheffers with the official announcement.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Number 94 defense. 5-yard penalty added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
That Colts offense, the guys blocking up front, in front of the quarterback at the guards and center. It's been a little bit of a rotation, including 2 rookies, Hugh Horton Harrison. And we already talked about Richardson, Bradshaw's return, Hilton and Wayne, and Dwayne Allen and Kobe Fleener. That speaks to what John was saying. A lot of options with the skill people for Indianapolis. We saw Wayne's in motion back after missing the last game and moving up the all-time list of games played by a Colt. First down, play action. Luck out of the backfield of Richardson. Good spin to get away from Williams and get away from Robert Ayers. Gain 7 yards.
These two backs do a lot more than run the football. Check down in the flat off of play action. Trent Richardson one-on-one with Jaquan Williams, the best coverage linebacker of the Giants. Richardson won that one.
Marked officially at the 40, so it's a gain of 6 and 2nd and 4. Luck protected, lofting to T.Y. Hilton. Blanketed, good coverage for the Giants with Prince Amukamara. Here are the 11 starting on defense for the Giants. Mike Patterson, defensive tackle, starting tonight as Cullen Jenkins is out with a calf injury. Middle linebacker John Beeson now done for the year, so Jameel McClain slides into the middle for New York. And in the secondary, we want to keep a close eye on Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie on that opposite side. Has a problem with the IT band on his right side. That means the back is bad, the hamstring. He only played 15 snaps against Dallas. Can't go full out at practice. How long can he go tonight? 3rd and 4. Pressure on Luck. Gets away from it. He will keep it and run for the first down. Something Manning didn't do last drive. Luck does here.
He's just so big and strong. You're going to see Robert Ayers come off the left side of the screen. He's got a chance to get a sack on Luck. But Andrews steps up in the pocket. He knows exactly where the stake is. First down, Colts.
Good rookie receiver, 3rd-round pick, Dante Moncrief, top of the screen. Colts love him. Luck, middle, caught by Akeem Nicks. Welcome back to the Meadowlands. Akeem Nicks shoved out of bounds at the 33-yard line.
Well, you have speed that can clear out a deep zone. Moncrief, Reggie Wayne, and here comes your friend Akeem Nicks on the backside. It's a beautiful thing to watch. Giants got to find a pass rush, Mike. Lackluster all season. They need Jason Pierre-Paul, somebody to get after Andrew Luck quick.
From the 33, it is Richardson. Would cut back to the hole, get inside the 30, and to the 29-yard line. Akeem Nicks, John caught that last one, was the Giants' first-round pick, 29th overall back in 2009. Had some good seasons, but then really struggled down the stretch. He just could not hold on to the ball and get on the same page. He had the catch that gave him the first down, but a penalty here on the Colts, a hold, will erase that running gain that Richardson just had. Kobe Fleener, the tight end, called for it there. What have you seen from Nick so far in this Colts offense?
Well, it's a new offense to him, and he's surrounded with receivers that are as good or better than him. It's hard to feature him when you have Reggie Wayne, T.Y. Hilton, and Moncrief coming on.
No backs, 4 receivers, 1 tight end here. But Bradshaw's one of those receivers lined up at the top. Luck hit as he throws. T.Y. Hilton up the field to the 30. He'll be 7 yards shy of the first down, but they get back in position after that penalty on first down.
How can you have Jaquan Williams covering T.Y. Hilton? T.Y. Hilton leads the NFL in receiving yardage. I like Jaquan Williams as a coverage linebacker myself, but not against T.Y. Hilton. Giants have been gashed in the middle of their defense against the pass.
Lance Lewis playing right guard for the Colts here. Coaching decision as Bradshaw is wrapped up by Williams. Shows some of that strength to keep going and make it no gain. Ahmad Bradshaw, he runs with great passion and strength. Lisa spoke with the Giants' 7th-round pick earlier. After 6 years here, he's gone to Indianapolis the last 2 and really had a great impact all around for the Colts this season.
Well, regardless of any circumstances, he give you everything he has, and he's picked up a lot of blitzes. Look for one here from the Giants.
In field goal range, 3rd and 7. Luck the slant off the hands of Nicks. And the fans in this stadium have seen that happen a time or two. 4th down.
All out blitz. Perry Fuel told us he was going to come after Luck. Double A gap blitz and a safety. Andrew Luck knew exactly where to go, and Akeem Nicks has to make this catch.
Grabbing his hands as he came off after the drop. 48-yard field goal attempt for Adam Vinatieri. You saw one of the great clutch kickers of all time has made 22 in a row, and now make it 23.
How does he do it?
At 41 years old. Colts score their opening drive and lead by 3. Colts were moving the ball well, held to a field goal. The holding penalty set them back a bit. The drop by Nicks. But it's 3-0 for Andrew Luck and Indianapolis, the leaders in the South. With their bye week coming up, the Giants coming off their bye week, and they have to go to Seattle on a short week. McAfee to boot it away. And this time there'll be no return from Michael Cox. And the Giants will take over the 20-yard line. Eli Manning, who we've seen a whole bunch. 8-5 his record on Monday nights. Always throwing touchdowns. See what he does when we come back. There are a few priorities, John, with the offensive change to Ben McAdoo, the offensive coordinator. Get Eli's completion percentage up, and it's up. And get the interceptions down, and it's down. But this week, Jerry Reese, the general manager, said at his midseason state of the franchise press conference, need to be more aggressive, too.
Want to score more points.
Needs some help from the guys around him. And we'll show you an illustration of that momentarily from the last drive. This drive starts at the 20. And Eli trying in the middle, and it's caught by Ruben Randall for the first down right around the 35-yard line.
Last possession on 3rd down, Ruben Randall fooled his quarterback. Eli could have stepped up and run the ball, but Ruben Randall stopped running. He and Eli Manning not on the same page. Last year, they've had issues this year. These young wideouts have to improve quickly.
First and 10, and Justin Pugh, the right tackle, may have moved a hair early. Carl
False
Shepard.
start, number 67 offense. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
John, let's come back to that point you just made about Randall, because 8 of Eli's 27 interceptions last year were balls he was throwing to Randall, and their inability to be on the same page was such a frustration point for everybody around this team.
Yeah, Victor Cruz out for the year. These young receivers have to pick up their game quickly. Who's it going to be?
First and 15 after the penalty. Manning has time. And just off the hand of Larry Donnell, the tight end who's emerged. He's the 2nd leading pass catcher on this team this season.
Well, I'm sure Peyton Manning told his brother Eli, throw the ball to these tight ends against the Colts underneath coverage. That ball's thrown perfectly. Donnell has to catch that one. I think he mistimed his jump. 2nd and long.
Yeah.
Manning about to get hit as he throws to the sideline towards Randall. It's incomplete. Andy Studebaker, who was shaken up a bit after that last field goal attempt on special teams, got a clean shot at Eli.
I like Studebaker. Talk about big shoes to fill. Robert Mathis, 19.5 sacks last year, is gone. They have relied on Werner, number 92, Studebaker, 58, to fill that role.
And now Jonathan Newsom, 91, is in there. 3rd and 15, and Peyton Hillis runs for 7.
Really important, excuse me, Mike, that this Colt defense regains their confidence. They were shelled last week in Pittsburgh for 639 yards. Good to see them have success in these opening 2 possessions.
I think it's a good thing that play call happened early in the game, because I don't know if the Giant fans were necessarily thrilled with the Peyton Hillis 3rd and 15 draw. Not a good kick from Weatherford. Returnable for Griff Whalen from the 21. Whalen took it right up the middle of the field. Oh, and he was a block away from going a long way. Stopped at the 38-yard line. That was a line drive punt by Weatherford of 41. Returned 16 by Whalen. It gives Andrew Luck the ball in good field position, leading 3-0. 10 plays in a field goal on that opening drive, and 2 tight ends to start this drive for Andrew Luck and the Colts. From the 37, Kiwanuka coming at him. Ball dropped by Bradshaw and incomplete. We talk about Andrew Luck and that success. Terrific start, playoffs the first couple of years for this Indianapolis team, a division championship on top of it through lots of adversity. Andrew Luck, 27 wins, Colts record, most in the first 3 seasons, and a chance to add to that with the second half of the season coming up. And 6 straight games with 300 passing yards. If he can do it tonight, join Drew Brees and Peyton Manning as the only quarterbacks to have 7 consecutive 300 or better passing yard games in a row. Just before the play clock ran out, across the middle, it's Reggie Wayne, complete for the first down, shy of midfield.
Boy, Antrell Roll tried every way he could to disguise that coverage. He ran out of there into a double zone right before the ball is snapped. Andrew Luck saw it, stepped up in the pocket, and Reggie Wayne just passed James Lofton on the all-time receiving chart.
Now number 8 all-time in receiving yards. Top 10 in both catches and yards in the history of the league. Luck getting time to throw. That was short for T.Y. Hilton. Slip coming out of his break. A bit may have been deflected as well. The Giants had some arms up.
You know, the Giants have had a lot of injuries on defense, and Perry Fuel has had to reduce his game plans. A lot of players have played multiple positions, but that's the third time I've seen a really good disguise from the Giant defense. They know if they can't fool Andrew Luck, they're in for a long night.
They've only run it twice thus far. Everything else has been a pass. Second and 10. What a job by Ayers coming in, who got a piece of Luck and didn't allow the timing on that to be perfect. Zach Bowman.
Excuse me, this one got home quickly on the left side. You're going to see a protection bust. I don't know what Costanzo is doing at left tackle, but Ayers has had a beat on Andrew Luck twice tonight. Third and long. Let's see if Perry Fuel continues to blitz Andrew Luck.
Third and 10. Got it out quick, but Moncrief, the rookie, can only gain 2 yards. His principal Camara rallies to the ball, and after a first down, the Colts will be forced to punt it away.
They are blitzing more than I've seen them blitz all year. That time they come off of Luck's right side. They knock him down again. Perry Fuel knew Strahan was in the house. He was going to get after the quarterback. Good start by this Giant defense.
Pat McAfee's having a terrific year. Only one touchback this season. Net punting has been outstanding. And Ruben Randall, all he can do is come over and make the fair catch at the 13-yard line. Pressure coming from a variety of places, a variety of people. Well, we've referenced him a couple of times already in this Giants 3-0 deficit in the first quarter. They need playmakers, injuries, and other reasons. And Odell Beckham Jr. is the player who can give the Giants this. Missed training camp, missed the first 4 games of the year with a hamstring injury. This is 4th game off a bye week. Giants expecting a lot from him in the coming weeks. It's a run with Andre Williams, the other rookie. That's a gain of about 4.5 yards. John, we saw him in the Outback Bowl. Watch him on SEC Saturdays. Made so many plays in so many different forms and fashions down in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, the most versatile player in college football. And Eli Manning told us he has not had an explosive man to throw the ball to like Odell Beckham.
The Giants took him 12th overall, trying to fortify the playmaking spot. Fumbled by the rookie Williams for the first time in his career, and the loose ball is a scramble. We'll see who gets the pile. Giant ball. Josh Chapman forced the fumble. Williams in 95 handles had not fumbled until here.
It's an excellent play by Chapman. The Colts are loading the box, playing bump and run man-to-man. The Giants need to get into some kind of bunch formations to try to free their receivers like the Steelers did a week ago. These are professional bump and run specialists on the outside. These young receivers need some help.
But Justin Pugh was the one who got there on the bottom. It's 3rd and 12. Pressure up the middle, flushes Manning, and Eli just gets rid of it as Bjorn Werner came up the middle.
Chuck Pagano has been in a lot of NFL games, Mike, as a defensive coordinator. He knows how to get pressure. Different forms of blitz, stunts. He'll find a way to get pressure on the quarterback and trust these bump and run corners.
First 3 and out for the Giants tonight. Weatherford had a poor kick last time. This is 3rd punt. This is not much better. Whalen says, get away, and the Giants have to down it at their own 47. Weatherford really struggling coming off the torn ligaments in that left ankle. Well, Andrew Luck, John, last week against Pittsburgh, did he get beat up?
He sure did, and it's got to be a concern of the Colt coaching staff. He got hit time and time again, some by free rushers. You're going to run out of luck if he continues to take this kind of beating, and he's been hit 4 times tonight. He's been hit more than any quarterback in pro football. They've got to improve their protection for sure, because the Giants are looking to blitz again.
Pressure being put on the Giants defense here. Terrific field position for the Colts at the Giants 47-yard line. Luck steps up and fires. A little miscommunication there and nearly intercepted, as Prince Amukamara saw Wayne going one way, Fleener the other way.
I mean, they're coming from everywhere. That time it came off the right side. You're going to see a blitz come off the right side. Dwayne Allen in there at fullback picks it up. Pocket's not clean. Andrew Luck is out of rhythm, and he's not accurate with the throw.
Prince, who had 3 interceptions his first 3 years as a Giant, has 3 this season. Trent Richardson in the back, 2nd and 10. And it's a give to Richardson, a wraparound handoff. And Amukamara comes up to make the nice play on the corner and stop him. So Richardson was in Cleveland for 17 games, number 3 overall pick in the 2012 draft, only averaged 3.5 yards per carry there. And has not gotten much better in Indianapolis. You thought with Andrew Luck and his ability to pass, it would be more running lanes for Richardson. You just saw the numbers, nothing wild and crazy just yet. He's out, Bradshaw's in, it's 3rd and 5. Giants bring 5, Luck has time, and it's incomplete. Low for Reggie Wayne, and that coverage was good too from Jaron Hosley. So the Giants defense responds nicely in a tight spot.
I love what the Giants are doing with their disguises. They're showing blitzes and they're bringing blitzes, and then they're showing blitzes and they're running out of there and playing coverage. But clearly Andrew Luck is out of rhythm and has been inaccurate. That's uncommon.
First 3 and out for the Colts. McAfee again. Pressure on him, but he has that Aussie-style end-over-end punt that is fielded by Randall. And again, this struggling Giants offense has a long field.
Let me show you what the Steelers did last week. When they rolled up 639 yards, they got into these bunch formations, and it forced the corners of the Colts to back off. The Steelers got free releases, and they had great success, and Indianapolis struggled covering receivers out of these bunch formations. They made numerous mistakes. I think the Giants need to take a page out of this game plan and get some relief for their young receivers.
Ben McAdoo, 37-year-old, new coordinator here for the Giants. Right back to Williams, who fumbled earlier. It's only a yard. Their undrafted rookie, Zach Kerr from Delaware.
You want to run the ball, excuse me, Mike, you want to be balanced. Sounds great, but when you don't gain anything on 1st down, it's almost like a sack. They need to get some yards when they run the football. Williams averaging under 3 yards a carry in the last 3 weeks.
Back to him on 2nd and 9, not going anywhere. These fans will start to get restless here. Montori Hughes leading the charge as we head to the end of the quarter. There's 12 plays and 36 yards of offense for Manning and the Giants, but they only trail 3-0 after 1 quarter here at MetLife Stadium on Monday Night Football.
ESPN, celebrating 45 years of Monday Night Football.
Great shot of Manhattan. Big day in Manhattan. One World Trade Center opening up to the first group of office workers. Folks from Condé Nast took office space there. Lower Manhattan, the rest of Manhattan continues to thrive and shine. Beautiful shot on this November night across the river here in New Jersey as the 2nd quarter begins. Mike Tirico, John Gruden, and Lisa Salters. It's the Giants trailing the Colts 3-0 Indianapolis, the lone good drive of that first quarter. 11 plays and a field goal from Adam Vinatieri. Giants start with 3rd and 8. Manning moves the pocket, gets some time. Too tall and incomplete for the rookie Odell Beckham Jr. And the Giants 3-and-out back-to-back trips.
Boy, these Colt defenders have proven this season when you line up in a normal split, they can lock you out. Greg Toller doing an outstanding job for this Colt defense.
2 poor kicks for Weatherford, who has been limping as we've watched him clear the field before. And we get a better kick away, but there's space for Whalen to set up the return from the 31. Ran right into his own man and nearly lost the football. Dewey McDonald, his blocker, pushed right back to him. The Colts will take over.
Take a look at this Giant defense. They line up, they show you pressure, and they bring it. And they've caused protection problems. Then they show a double A-gap blitz between the center and the guard. They bluff it. Andrew Luck gets confused by the disguise. Then they show it again. Another double A-gap bluff. Andrew Luck hasn't been the same. Let's see if he's made some adjustments on the sideline and solved the Giants' disguise package. Might want to try to run the ball.
Only run it 3 times. First 18 plays in that opening quarter. The 32, they will go to the ground with Bradshaw. And a flag down as they were up by Bradshaw's face mask, and a loss of 2 if it stands.
Personal foul, face mask, number 53 defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
They get Jameel McClain, who, as we mentioned, moves into the middle, calling the signals, replacing John Beeson. Perhaps it was the rookie Kennard. It was.
I don't know about 15 yards, but
well, you don't have a choice. There's no more 5-yard face mask. It's 15 or nothing.
Can't we give him a break of some kind?
What do you want? Special discount pricing?
Yeah.
Tom Coughlin is in his usual state of disbelief. Not red cheek just yet, but he agrees with you. Colts take it to the 47-yard line with the flag. And Luck throwing, and it's Fleener, the tight end, able to hang on and take it out to the 31-yard line. Was losing the ball as he came down. That's what the Giants are negotiating for.
This Dwayne Allen picks up the blitz. The other tight end, Fleener, runs the route. It's the versatility of this Colt roster that makes them the #1 ranked offense in pro football.
The Colts ran the play quick, and Fleener gets to the end zone for the touchdown. They ran the play quick because the Giants were trying to challenge if Fleener was bobbling and had possession as he came down. They ran to the line, ran the play. The Giants weren't lined up, but did Coughlin get the challenge flag down first? Officials talking about it on the side.
The Giants threw the replay flag after the ball had been snapped. Therefore, the flag is ignored. The result of the play is a touchdown.
That's what you do, Mike, when you're struggling picking up the blitz. Use an up-tempo, snap the ball before the Giants can get a call in. You might as well call Spider 2Y Banana as well, Mike. Fleener, that looks exactly like how he did it at Stanford.
So many of the Giant players were looking over to the sideline to get the call, to try to challenge and throw the flag, and Luck saw it, ran his guys up, and able to get the play run and the touchdown. 10-0 Indianapolis on top. Fleener caught the ball, was battling for control of it, then brought down. Did he have possession long enough? That was the question they were trying to ask. ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Lexus, introducing the first ever 306 horsepower RC Coupe from Lexus. Verizon, more live games than ever before with NFL Mobile. And Navy Federal, serving the armed forces and their families. Over in New York City, we remind you the coverage from over here in New Jersey tonight from Spider Cam is brought to you by DirecTV. show you the replays of what was going on with Fleener that had the Giants a little flustered and led to the touchdown to Fleener and made it 10-0. First off the kick, it is off the crossbar. So a touchback, and the Giants get it at the 20. Here's the catch by Fleener. He gains control of the ball here. And the question is not, does he go to the ground and not complete the process? It's, does he have control of the ball? Thus, it was a catch and then the knees down. It looks like it was there. Here's Coughlin reaching into his sock where he holds the challenge flag after the ball was snapped and throwing the challenge flag. And so that's why the officials came over and said, no, I clearly had the flag out after the snap. And 10-0, and you have to give credit to Luck for rushing his team up to the line and running that play. Now Manning has to get going, and it's a drop by Preston Parker. And this Giants offense can't get out of its own way right now.
Well, the Colts told us they don't have the pass rush to get there with a four-man rush. They're going to have to use pressure to get to Eli. That time Hillis picked up the blitz, and Parker filling in for Victor Cruz in the slot. Needs to make that catch.
Peyton Hillis in as the running back. Fake it to him, fake it to Beckham, screen it to Hillis. Got a nice block downfield, and there goes Peyton Hillis to the 46-yard line. Best looking play of the night for the Giants, a gain of 26.
Very good deception. The flow of Odell Beckham goes one way. The screen goes to the left. They fake the reverse to Beckham. Good phasing by this offensive line. They got out in front of Peyton Hillis. Much needed first down for the Giants.
Through all the communication from the 46. Hillis with a space and a step. And Peyton Hillis runs it for 15 yards. And he gives the Giants a good look. Remember, the Giants had so many injuries last year, they finally settled on Hillis to be a contributor.
Well, if you're going to run the ball to the strong side, you have to have a tight end that can secure the edge. That time, Larry Donnell does an excellent job against Quill Jackson on the second level. And Peyton Hillis filling in for the rookie Andre Williams, who had an earlier fumble, has made back-to-back big plays.
Hillis and Jackson were teammates in Cleveland. Manning go right back to Hillis. And Jackson says, okay, I know you're acting Cleveland. I got you. Bring you down. No gain. Remember that just out of nowhere season that Hillis had in 2010. 1,177 yards, 11 touchdowns. They put him on the cover of Madden football. And then what happened? Well, he's had 1,600 yards his other 5 years.
A lot of ex-Cleveland Browns we've seen. We saw McCoy and Whedon last week.
That's right. And the current Browns are rolling. They're playing good football in the AFC North, where everybody's over 500.
Cleveland rocks.
Manning, shot. Randall. A lot of battling with Vontae Davis, who is the top cover corner. They let him go one-on-one against anybody good.
Vontae Davis is more comfortable in one-on-one press coverage than most corners in pro football. He's got excellent ball skills. Like he grabbed a little jersey there.
Can't miss that. Can't miss that.
Let him play, Mike.
They've been calling it all year, though. Field goal from here would be 55 yards. Giants trying to hit their first third down conversion of the night. Just beat the play clock. Here comes the pressure. Eli getting rid of it. Incomplete as Jarrell Freeman was charging in at him. And we'll see if they go for the long field goal here.
Well, the Giants have not picked up blitzes very well. It's a double-A gap blitz. Everybody runs this blitz in pro football. Two linebackers between the center and the guard. Peyton Hillis has to come from across the formation, doesn't get it done. Once again, here's Weatherford.
No field goal. Josh Brown was walking. He had a long look down at Tom Coughlin. Brown wanted to try the 55-yard field goal. Instead, Weatherford will try to flip the field and give Luck a long field. And he will, as it's fair caught by Griff Whalen at the 6. Giants got close, but that third down pressure means the Giants haven't picked up a third down conversion tonight. They're 0 for 5, and they've got 0 on the scoreboard. End of the last drive. Big story from the Giants. Prince Amukamara, biceps injury. He's out for the rest of the game. And those never end up very good long-term either. Let's hope that's not the case. From the 7, Luck scanning, firing for Fleener. Did he get the second foot down? They say yes. And a catch at the 36-yard line. Now the two officials have a conversation about it as Luck tries to run. Now called incomplete on the field. Called incomplete on the field.
As the pass is incomplete. Second down.
And well done. First official closest to you there missed it, but the official coming up from behind was able to spot that Fleener's right never got down.
Well, the Colts know what to do when there's the possibility of a challenge. They're going to have a code word in their offense that means get up, go fast before they have time to review it.
By the Giants on the play. The ruling on the field is incomplete. Second down.
Giants challenge flag did come out. Trying to stop Luck from doing what you just said and what he did last time.
Got to be alert for a hard count if you're the Giant defense. Andrew Luck, one of the best at drawing a defense off sides with that snap count.
Zach Bowman, by the way, is in at the other corner for Amukamara. From the 7, Giants rush 4. Luck double clutches. Richardson only going to gain a yard or 2.
Luck wants to throw the slant to T.Y. Hilton. Watch him. He's going to look to his left. Stands straight up in the pocket. Finds a way from an awkward delivery to find Trent Richardson on the check down. And another Giant shaken up, Mike.
Yeah, Jason Pierre-Paul stayed down for a while. Just able to get up and walk off. He was part of this collision at the back end of the play. Good news for the Giants. Jason Pierre-Paul walked off under his own power. Athletic training staff not looking at him. Fans trying to help the defense, and Demontre Moore along for this third down. Giants change the look for Luck. Twisting rush, pressure on, got it out, incomplete. Jaquan Williams was there covering Fleener, and it will be a punt.
Very good pass rush by the Giant front 4. Bromley, Ayers, get into Luck's face quickly. And here he is, Mike, Odell Beckham, who was an incredible punt returner in college. Hoping to get a good look here to ignite this crowd.
McAfee, one of the best. Kicked it towards the sideline. 52 yards, hard to catch, little space to go. Cleaned up and brought down. Outstanding punter, Dewey McDonald on the back end to give Beckham no space. Next Monday night, we are in Philadelphia for Mark Sanchez and the first place Eagles. The sentences you would never dream of saying. Sanchez replacing the injured Nick Foles, LaShawn McCoy and company, taking on Cam Newton and Carolina. They won their first 2. They've only won 1 of their last 6, so the Panthers better get it straightened out quick. Monday night, 8:15 Eastern from Philadelphia. Continue our tour of the NFC East. Last week, Dallas. This week, the Giants. Can they get some offense going? Randall the catch. Gain at 12. I always feel like that's the throw Eli loves, John. That slant.
Old-fashioned slant pattern. Ruben Randall against off coverage. That's the kind of coverage most receivers dream about. Off coverage. But when they get up into your face, it's a lot more difficult to get open.
47 quickly out of his hands to Larry Donnell, the tight end, and Bjorn Werner reading that. Werner, first round pick out of Florida State 2 years ago, now trying to step into that pass rushing role on the defensive end. Of course, they continue to play without Robert Mathis and no Eric Walden tonight.
They have got their pass rush through committee this year. A number of different Colts, inside linebackers, safeties, tackles and ends have all contributed sacks.
Williams, the back, stays in to block, and the cross is incomplete for Preston Parker as Darius Butler in on the coverage.
Say it again, if you line up in these normal splits, these veteran Colt corners, I think are better than these Giant receivers. That time it was Darius Butler routinely covering the young receiver Parker.
Randall and Parker to the bottom of the screen. 3 receivers to this side as Donnell motions over here. Just Beckham to the right. And Eli going to Beckham. Got it. First down at the 35. Third down gain of 18.
I don't think the Giants really know what they have in Odell Beckham Jr. He's going to come off the ball and run a square in and catch the ball away from his body and clutch it. First down, New York.
Williams right, eluded one man. Nice run by Williams. Nearly a first down.
How'd you like to see this kid running at you full speed? Led the nation in rushing last year. Watch this, Mike. He's always in a collision.
FBS history of the 5th best rushing season, 2177. The yardage total for Boston College, taken in the 4th round of the draft. Love to have 2nd and 1. Preston Parker.
That's a running play with a built-in bubble screen, and Eli can't believe he missed that one. He and Preston Parker for the 3rd time have failed to hook up. And in this short yardage situation, keep an eye on Odell Beckham, number 13. These are man-to-man coverage situations, and don't be surprised if Eli takes a shot.
He's working on Greg Toller here. It's 3rd and a yard. Fullback Hynoski's in. He takes it, and Hynoski forward for the first down on his 2nd carry of the season, just the 7th of his career.
Yeah, you got to watch a lot of Giant games to see Hynoski get a carry. Nice job by the former Pitt Panther getting the first down. And Eli continues to press the issue in this no-huddle offense. He's going to look at this Colt defense carefully, and here they are in a bunch formation for the first time tonight.
Williams runs close to the 20-yard line. Looks like that connection between the quarterback and the running back on the handoff wasn't exactly perfect. John, you talk about those bunch formations, and that is what Roethlisberger and the Steelers did, and the Colts, after they lost Vontae Davis, had no shot at stopping Pittsburgh out of those formations.
Yeah, you put 3 receivers together, you send them all in different directions, and it's hard to play bump and run man-to-man coverage against that.
From the 20, Manning throws. Again, not connecting with Parker, and incomplete.
That's a play-action pass, and they fooled the linebackers. I don't know if Eli was disappointed with Parker's route. Maybe he was a bit too shallow. Maybe Eli just missed the throw, but that's the 4th time that Eli and Parker haven't been close.
You mentioned Cruz hurt, Jarrell Jernigan, Mario Manningham, Trindon Holiday, all players who were in the preseason plan. Not here now. Giants are way deep at receiver. Pressure picked up for the moment. Randall didn't hold it.
Vontae Davis, that ball's thrown perfectly, and it's not handled by Randall, who they're given every opportunity to be the #1 receiver. It's going to be a fly stop. Took his eyes off it. Randall's been inconsistent as a New York Giant. Here's Josh Brown.
Perfect season, as you see, for Brown. Has not attempted a field goal in his last 2 games. This one from 38 yards. And he, like Vinatieri, remained perfect on the Giants on the board. Only down 7 halfway through this 2nd quarter, but missed opportunities. The story of this first half for the Giants offense. Giants royalty, Monday Night Football legends, Lawrence Taylor and Frank Gifford. Frank 411 Monday night broadcast in his 27 years. He and LT in their Hall of Fame jackets, they are all here to honor Michael Strahan, who tonight gets his Hall of Fame ring. At halftime, we'll share a little bit of that ceremony right before the third quarter kicks off. Griff Whalen to return for the Colts. And Whalen gets the kicker Brown with a nice open field tackle. Kickers Union love that. John, the Giants' issues offensively.
Not been very good, Mike. Eli and Ruben Randall not on the same page. Randall stopped running. Larry Donnell's got to go up and make a catch. Preston Parker put the ball away. A simple bubble screen. And then on third down, another drop. Tried to say it in the pregame show. If these young receivers don't pick it up quickly, the Giants will be looking in at the playoffs.
Lost tonight, Giants go 3-5. Philadelphia already sitting at 6-2 in the division. Philly shut the Giants out a few weeks back. Luck takes over from the 26. Reggie Wayne at the 39 with the catch. And a gain of 13 yards for Reggie.
What a route runner he is. For the vast part of his career, he lined up on one side of the formation, Mike. And now in this West Coast offense that he's playing with Andrew Luck, they put him everywhere. That time he was in the slot. He ran a basic cross like a future Hall of Famer should run it. And you see the difference when you have Reggie Wayne in the slot as opposed to Preston Parker. No disrespect, it's not even close.
35 years old. Certainly getting towards the end of his career, but still a very productive part of what they do here. Missed the last game with the elbow injury. Luck throwing for Fleener. Back shoulder trying to come back and get it, and was blanketed by Stevie Brown. Ayers with the pressure.
Robert Ayers has 3 knockdowns tonight. Andrew Luck in the pocket. That's legal. Ayers has made his presence felt tonight.
Certainly has. Broncos took him in the first round back in 2009. Look at his pass to run ratio for the Colts tonight. Only 3 runs. 2 by Richardson. 1 Luck kept it and got a first down. 2nd and 10. They'll throw some more. Crossing is T.Y. Hilton and accelerating into the secondary and pushed out of bounds at the 36-yard line. 35 make it now.
Got a lot of weapons, and this secondary is decimated by injuries. That's just a simple shallow cross, and J-Ron Hosley took a poor angle. Hosley was suspended for the first 4 games. They lost Walter Thurman, their starting nickel. Then they lost Tremaine McBride, their backup nickel, and now Hosley's back in there. It's been a nightmare for Perry Fuel, and Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie just checked out. They're running out of DBs.
That's right. Remember Amukamara, if you weren't with us a couple of series ago, went out with the biceps injury. So backup corners in the game for the Giants against Andrew Luck and these terrific receivers. Check it down. Bradshaw with the move, try to spin away, but the rookie Devon Kennard out of USC brings him down.
Got to be killing Tom Coughlin to see their old Ahmad Bradshaw on a simple check down. Is going to be a play action pass, and Bradshaw just leaks right over the ball. Andrew Luck surveys down the field. Caught over 100 passes and over 4,000 yards here. 2-time world champion Ahmad Bradshaw.
Rodgers-Cromartie back in along with Zach Bowman. They man the corners for the Giants. Here's the pressure from the safety. What a pickup by Bradshaw, and Fleener able to hold on at the 15-yard line. What a blitz pickup by Ahmad Bradshaw.
That's how you coach it right there. That's a physical pickup by Ahmad Bradshaw. Watch the blitz off the right side of your screen. Hello. Stick your face in there and reject the blitz and let Andrew Luck shine.
Got J-Ron Hosley, who was blitzing in the red zone. The Colts do hand it off for the 4th time tonight. That's Bradshaw for just a couple of yards. Those 6 years with the Giants, these fans have seen the toughness that he has shown. Foot and toe injuries he played through, then the neck injury that he had with Indianapolis. But, of course, the moment Giant fans will never forget with Bradshaw. Don't score, Eli Manning's yelling, because the Patriots are trying to let you score so they get the ball back with 57 seconds left. Had 72 yards on 17 carries that Super Sunday in Indianapolis. Now here he is as a Colt playing the Giants. 2nd and 8. Luck over the top. Fleener couldn't hang on. And Quentin Demps came over to make sure it wasn't a spectacular one-hand grab.
Fleener and Luck looked like they played together a long time. Right out of the fake, he gives Fleener another chance to go up and make a circus catch. They're lucky that wasn't intercepted. 3rd and long in the red zone. Jameel McClain, the ex-Raven, trying to get this giant crowd in the game. Keep an eye on Ahmad Bradshaw. He's already caught 6 touchdown passes in the red zone this year.
McClain took a towel and he was waving it to get the fans to wave it. Now he just dropped that towel down the 11-yard line. Cheerleader, can he be playmaker? He got picked, and the throw the other way for Wayne is incomplete. And it will be 4th down, and the Giants come up with a big red zone stop.
Well, McClain better stick to linebacker play because he forgot to cover Ahmad Bradshaw, who wanted his 7th touchdown. Watch Bradshaw come out of the backfield uncovered, and Luck didn't see him.
There it is.
That's a natural rub, Mike.
He blocked him, John. He never looked back at anybody but it. Dwayne Allen's a clear pick play. We need to represent the defensive side of the world up here a little bit. Vinatieri from 31.
Terry
continues to remain perfect on the season. 48 and 31 yards. 13-3. All you defensive coaches out there, you're welcome. Number 1 overall picks in the draft, Andrew Luck and Eli Manning. Their first regular season meeting and their numbers so far here tonight. And those numbers tell this story. They're both good. Luck's got a far better supporting cast right now than Eli does. Manning's numbers are as poor as they are because of some drops, some miscommunications. You saw Ruben Randall after a drop a moment ago saying, that was on me. Andrew Luck, number 1 pick, of course, following in Peyton's shoes in Indianapolis. The success that he's had. And Eli now in really chapter 2 of his career with a new offense, learning things that are really, John, foreign to him, and concepts that, as he told us, it's not my offense yet, but it's getting closer. It's all preseason, all off-season, and the 8 games of the regular season now, including tonight, trying to get into this rhythm, different footwork and different terminology. Michael Cox on the kickoff return gets shouldered down, hit hard, shy of the 20-yard line. Well, these two guys know each other because their dads are teammates, Archie and Oliver, and back end of Archie's career in Houston. And then Andrew, as he was coming through from Stanford, was at the Manning Passing Academy with both Peyton and Eli, and shared that Pro Bowl experience with Peyton Manning as well in 2013. There's a lot of respect. Oliver Luck tells a great story when Archie was in Houston. Oliver, the backup quarterback, would take his Mazda sports car, go to the airport, pick up Cooper and Peyton, the older boys, and just kind of hang out in the back. There was only a 2-seater, so Peyton sometimes would ride in the hatchback. It was pre-seatbelt days, and the tie between the two families continues on with their sons meeting here tonight. Giants issues continue.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 1st down.
But Tom Coughlin can't like that. Starting a possession with a delay of game. Speaking of learning a new offense, so is Tom Coughlin. He was one of the great play callers in the NFL for a long time. He's turned it over to Ben McAdoo. It's not going to be easy, but you can't start a possession with a delay of the game.
First and 15. Giants trying to get on the board here, and there is yet another drop. This one by Beckham, bumped by Vontae Davis.
Well, there's a fight out there, Mike. Justin Pugh and Corey Redding. It'll be interesting to see who they flag on this one.
Looked up for a second. It looked like the pits in a NASCAR race.
There were fouls by both teams on the play. They look at use of hands to the face, number 90 defense. They look at use of hands to the face, number 67 offense. Those fouls offset, replay 1st down.
Well, you can just see the rhythm of this pass offense is really a problem. I know Eli's got that right foot back. They've changed his fundamentals, so his depth coincides exactly with the routes the receivers are running. So far, it's been a nightmare in this first half.
From the 14, look out. Eli about to get hit as he throws. This one is held on to, shy of the 20 by Randall, just a gain of 4. Is that very foreign in terms of concept of the footwork truly matching up with the receiver's routes?
Yes, it certainly is. And with all the shotgun passing you're seeing some coaches tell their quarterbacks to put that right foot back, take 2-step drops and 4-step drops instead of 1-step, 3-step drops, because the snap makes the timing different when you're in the shotgun as opposed to underneath the center.
Williams looked like he never felt comfortable with the connection there on that handoff. Jonathan Newsom, the tackle. 2:40 left in the half.
Be ready for the Colts to take a timeout if they can get a quick stop. They would love to set Andrew Luck up in the 2-minute drill and get something before the half. He's outstanding at that.
Third and 9, pressure comes. Manning taking the shot towards Randall. And incomplete, falls out of bounds. And the Giants will punt it away. And no need to use that timeout.
I'm stunned that they continue to line Ruben Randall outside the numbers against Vontae Davis, Mike. They've got to get him in some tight splits or put him in some motion. Try to get some relief to help him get off. Vontae Davis looks like Baumgartner of the Giants baseball team. He's throwing a no-hitter tonight.
Very good.
I watched my baseball.
Snuck in a little baseball during your football prep, huh?
I did.
Weatherford to punt. Whalen's had a few good returns. This is another returnable kick. 49 yards, not a lot of hang time. Whalen gets the edge and will take it out of bounds at the 40, giving Luck 3 timeouts at the 2-minute warning. 13-3 Indianapolis. Struggle for Eli Manning, 8 of 22 passing in this first half. There is Michael Strahan, inducted into the Hall of Fame this past summer in August in Canton. He'll be honored here at halftime. Part of our Toyota halftime with Chris Berman. We'll have the guys with the insider notes that will include updates on the injuries. The quarterbacks in this division, Nick Foles and London-bound Tony Romo. And when the Giants honor Strahan, will share some of this ceremony here. It's a nice job the Hall of Fame has done. So each team with their inductee has a moment in their stadium. They present them with their Hall of Fame rings here. So we'll see that as part of the NFL's homecoming weekend. The Giants celebrating Strahan's Hall of Fame induction tonight. Here is Bradshaw with the run. Speaking of homecoming, Antero Roll hits him. The gain 7 as the Colts have $1:50 to go. Get a look at Pep Hamilton, offensive coordinator, who was with Luck at Stanford. Much like the tight end Fleener. Crossing is Nix. And the first down for Akeem Nix, who had a drop earlier, but that's his second catch on the night.
The underneath coverage of the Giants is a mess right now. Their third nickel corner that time. Nix runs a shallow cross. Nobody covers him. Remember, John Beeson, their starting middle linebacker, is out. And when you lose your starting nickel corner, 2 of your 3 primary underneath defenders are missing. Not good.
That's why the Colts have been so one-sided in passing tonight. From the 37, Luck. Too tall for Wayne and almost intercepted. Antero Roll had his hands on the ball, and this Giant defense desperate for a big play. Almost had one with Antero Roll.
That was a poor throw by Andrew, clearly over the head of Wayne. And Roll told us he's just been in the wrong place at the wrong time all year. And normally the Pro Bowl safety fields that ball. Be alert for a screen. The Colts have a long list of screens in their 2-minute attack.
Second and 10, the Giants rush 4. Luck, that'll be incomplete for his tight end, Jack Doyle. Here on Hosley with the hit. It's a time of the game that Luck has thrived. Only Brady better in the last 2 of the first half this season. They're in no huddle so often. He controls so much of the line. The CEO, like you said at the start of the game, only natural they succeed in these spots.
Hey, this Giant defense has hung in there all night. If they could get a stop here and keep their offense alive, it'd be a great thing for this Giant football team.
3rd and 10. Luck, Nix, shy of the first down at the 30, but it does get them closer for Vinatieri. Coughlin runs up to take a timeout. The Giants will stop it with 1:12 to go. They choose the field goal option from here to be 48 yards for Adam Vinatieri. Be right back. Colts lead by 10, trying to extend it to 13. The man has made 200 field goals for 2 different franchises, both the Patriots and the Colts. Vinatieri. "25 in a row. 2 of them from 48 here tonight.
I'll never forgive him for one of the kicks he made against me either, Mike.
We have it if you want to see it again, John.
He's got 900 points or more. Look at this. He kicked me out of Oakland with this bomb in overtime in a blizzard. They're still mad at me for not taking a timeout. I didn't want him to shovel off the field. And he won a Super Bowl. That's all he did. He won a Super Bowl for the Patriots twice with last-second field goals. He's 41 years old. Got to be in the Hall of Fame, doesn't he? Well, I never liked Adam Vinatieri for a long time. He is something else.
The whole kicker story in the Hall of Fame is one of large debate. Ray Guy finally getting in. Of course, place kickers have been already inducted into the Hall of Fame with Jan Stenerud, but it's been a conversation with Vinatieri. What do you do with a player who not only has the volume of kicks and the success, but as you said, those memorable moments in clutch kicks? That's the first time I've ever seen somebody do a highlight package and explain why they didn't call a timeout to fans years later. It's very effective. Cox from 5 yards deep. Luchez Purifoy with the tackle back at the 7-yard line. The Colts have had the better special teams as well here tonight.
Not quite sure why he took that out. There's another kicker, McAfee, who does the kickoffs. He's got 41 touchbacks, that's all. What weapons the Colts have with their specialists. Let's see what Eli does, Mike, backed up on his own 9-yard line. He's got 2 timeouts left. Might want to try Beckham against Toller. This Vontae Davis versus Randall has not gone their way.
Indianapolis gets the ball to start the second half. Giants trying to get a little closer here. Out of the backfield, Hillis, Peyton to the 15. Timeout taken. 55 seconds left. Be right back. Not much in the passing game for the Giants, only 97 yards. Their 23 passes. 1 timeout left. For Eli, hit and brought down. Jonathan Newsom, the rookie out of Ball State, a 5th-round pick who started his college career at Ohio State, able to make the sack with 44 seconds left.
Well, there's going to be a stunt off your left side between Redding number 90 and Newsom, and you see the rookie Weston Richburg, who was a center all 4 years at Colorado State. He continues to struggle. Mike, I've seen the Giants get shut out 4 times in their last 25 games, and other than a field goal tonight, they have not been very good running, pass protecting, catching the football. They've got to regroup at halftime, but Chuck Pagano is going to try to get Andrew Luck and Adam Vinatieri set up for another long field goal.
Absolutely, because we also know that the Giants have been struggling with the punts. Weatherford just can't get the hang time on them right now. 2 line drives to start. It's gotten better as we've gone on. You should note that The Colts are without Ricky Jean-Francois, a stinger. He went to the locker room the last time Indianapolis had the ball. He's going to run it here with Michael Cox. Fights for that extra yard. He's a yard and a half shy of the first down, and Pagano takes the timeout with 42 seconds left. Indy a chance to get the ball right back. Weatherford to punt for the 7th time in the first half. Whalen has space at the 34. Diassi, the long snapper, was down there first, and Amontre Moore had the big hit at the 39-yard line. A lot of pictures down there for the Giants. Some of their legends. Michael Strahan, certainly earning the Hall of Fame induction. You talk about sacks, and since Lawrence Taylor's career started before sacks were official, it's hard to put his place in Giants history. But when they started counting sacks, 141 and a half were the top 5 in that category. 22 and a half sacks that season in 2001, complete with a little Brett Favre controversy on setting the record. But terrific Giants career, terrific broadcaster. And Michael Strahan will be honored here at halftime tonight. Luck is pressure. He lost the football. It's free, and he gets back on it. Giants desperate need of a break. Robert Ayers continued pressure. I'll force the turnover. Near turnover, excuse me.
We've been calling his name a lot. He shot a gap, beat Lance Lewis easily with a speed rush, and much needed strip sack by Robert Ayers. And that's the NASCAR package they call, Mike. 4 defensive ends. This is their speed group, and that'll be the end of the half.
No reason to mess around. Knocked back to your own 30. Giants can't come up with the break. Score only 3 points in the half. Indy gets the ball to start the second half. Here's Chris. Toyota halftime. Boomer.
All right, Michael, thank you very much. Well, Andrew.
Let's see what adjustments Eli Manning, offensive coordinator Ben McAdoo have made. And it's really important that they get a stop from their defense to start this third quarter.
It's a defense that has seen an extraordinary number of passes from the Colts. 32-5 is their pass to run ratio in a league that's very heavy pass, with 58% passes for the entire National Football League. Colts obviously felt like they could throw it tonight. A little pop-up kick here that's going to bounce, and Whalen does a good job of fielding it on the second hop, and brought down by Mark Perslick, shy of the 16-yard line. Here's Lisa Salters.
Well, Mike, Tom Coughlin just told me that he's actually pleased with the way his defense is playing. It's the offense, he says, that has to get going. He said just because we have bad field position does not mean that we can't be decisive on offense. He said we also wanted to take some shots down the field. We didn't do that in the first half. We've got to do that in the second half. Chuck Pagano said he's really proud of how his defense played in that first half, especially coming off of the week that they had last week. But I did ask him about the pass-only attack. Can you sustain that? He said we have no choice. We got to.
Interesting, Lisa. 86% of the plays passes, the most pass-heavy first half that we've seen from a team thus far this year in the NFL. Halfway through the season, week 9. Back to the air. It's Luck. It's Reggie Wayne. Incomplete. It'll be second down.
Well, the Giants are blitzing a lot, Mike. That time they jumped into an 8-man front. Andrew Luck might have had a running play called. You hear him yelling, kill, kill, kill. He's checking from runs to passes. The Giants are also a little bit lucky that Luck has missed some throws tonight.
Yes.
That time he had Reggie Wayne on an outside breaking route he normally hits.
Again, the Giants, if you're just joining us, without Prince Amukamara, biceps injury in the first half. Out for the rest of the game, so Zach Bowman is the corner opposite Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie. Here's a toss to Trent Richardson to the right. The Giants roll over that with Antrell Roll and Jonathan Hankins. Gain of just 2. John, are you surprised that they are this pass heavy tonight?
I'm very surprised, and Andrew Luck is going to break an NFL record for attempts. I don't know how many attempts he has already this season, but I guarantee you he's on schedule to overtake Matthew Stafford for the NFL record in attempts.
379 to the second. 347 coming in, 32 thus far. Likely here comes 33. You get hit, gonna throw it in the middle, and it's brought in by the tight end Dwayne Allen across midfield and into Giants territory at the 47-yard line.
It's another blitz. They pick up the blitz. Ahmad Bradshaw Picks up the blitz on his right side of the screen, and it's just a deep cross by Dwayne Allen, who beats Jaquan Williams, the best coverage linebacker of the Giants. John Mackey Award winner. Top tight end in college football while he was at Clemson. He missed last season, and man, are they glad to have Dwayne Allen back.
35,
a lot of things.
Yeah, sorry, pal. 35 yards. If there's a template of throwing against this Giant defense, it's in the middle of the field. They have not been able to defend the middle of the field very well. Luck has that pass knocked down by Hankins. From Ohio State players made a couple of good plays. We've got an illustration of what the Giants have done, covering on the edges, and with Rogers Cromartie and Amukamara having good years, it's been hard to complete passes. Passer rating of under 37, completion percentage of 47, and a bunch of picks. In the middle of the field, though, teams have had a lot of success, and the Colts have continued that here tonight. Giant weak spot, first 7 games of this season.
4-7, 8-5-3.
Second and 10, and the run for Richardson will be very close to the first down at the 37-yard line of the Giants.
You forget he's a top 5 pick. That was a nice run. Draw play against a bluff blitz. He made a New York Giant miss, and off he went. T.Y. Hilton throwing a block. Jumbo personnel, you see number 76, Joe Reitz, is checked in at tight end. The Giants counter with their big unit.
3rd and 1, Jack Doyle, the tight end, exchanges sides. Lines up to the left. Allen back to block. Look out! It bounced right back to Bradshaw, who gets the first down. He's pulled down near the 25-yard line. So that was almost messed up beyond belief. But Luck and company, yes, they got lucky.
That was luck. I think he's going to hand the ball to Dwayne Allen, and Dwayne Allen didn't expect it. There's the grinder.
Bounces back off the center, Harrison. Watch here. Forward, off Harrison. So in the stadium they gave you the butt fumble. That's the butt recovery. Gain of 12. First down. 26, they pick up the pressure going over the top for Fleener, who was late reacting to the ball.
Boy, these Giants are all up on the line of scrimmage. They're asking their linebackers and safety to cover Allen and Fleener with very little help. Nice job that time by Williams redeeming himself in coverage.
See McLean standing in front of that Giant defense, getting the signal from Perry Fewell, calling it. That was John Beeson's job. With Beeson out for the season, McLean slides over to that middle linebacker spot. Fewell said he feels very comfortable with McLean taking control. Obviously, the snap count.
False start, number 74, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Forgotten by the center. Both tackles moved at the same time, so they were ready to roll.
Andrew Luck has a hard count. He changes his snap count a lot. That time he fooled a couple of his own.
It's Costanzo when he came out of his stance after the penalty. Look back at the center. What's going on? Anthony Costanzo from BC. Gospel Cherilus, also a Boston College Eagle. Those are the 2 tackles protecting Luck. Second and 15. Shot for T.Y. Hilton. Over the top play. Hilton brought it in for the touchdown. T.Y. TD with style.
You have got to be kidding me.
Took it away from Rogers Cromartie.
Andrew Luck shows great confidence in T.Y. Hilton. Dominic Rogers Cromartie has the pick. And T.Y. Hilton wrestles the ball away from him for 6. What a play by an emerging star in pro football.
I'll tell you what, as Hilton's going there, scrambling with Rogers Cromartie, and this will be reviewed to be confirmed. Watch his hand. He gets up on the face mask there of Rogers Cromartie. I don't know if it was on purpose or he's going up for the ball, whatever it was. DRC almost had a pick, thought he had a pick for sure, and Hilton snatches it away. Touchdown is confirmed. And the Colts about to take a 20-point lead. Andrew Luck threw 23 touchdowns in his first 2 seasons. That's his 23rd of this season.
Touchdown is confirmed.
24th, excuse me.
This touchdown is an exclamation point. What a play by T.Y. Hilton.
Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie said, no, really, I was pretty sure I had my second pick, my 21st of my career. I thought I was going to bring that ball down. Almost came down with possession of it in the end zone. But T.Y. Hilton, not the biggest guy at 5'9", but he is built solid and strong, took it away, and gets his 3rd touchdown of the season.
T.Y. Hilton has burned a lot of defenders this year.
So now 23-3. Michael Cox will bring it back. And he is hit hard around the 16-yard line.
Yeah, T.Y. Hilton, a home run hitter. Thursday night, I saw him go for 223 yards. He ripped the Houston Texans. Great ability to track the deep ball. Then last week against Pittsburgh, he breaks to the post. He's taking it up the field. Watch him look over his wrong shoulder and find the ball. And then tonight, he beats Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie for another score.
Just totally pulled it away from him. Manning and the Giants in a big hole. Gotta get something going. There's Odell Beckham Jr. down the sideline. Beckham into open space. He's got great speed. Beckham at the 30 finally goes down at the 25 as he was being chased by the safety Mike Adams. Mike Adams, much needed play for the Giants.
I like it. Try Odell Beckham against Toller. It's a different matchup. Watch him come out of his break, find the ball. Excellent throw by Eli, and off he goes. This man is extremely fast. He brings a quality that the Giants haven't had, speed.
59 on the game, 78 on the game. Williams to the right for less than a yard. So he went to the same high school as Eli Manning. He was the first 1,000-yard receiver at Isidore Newman High School since Cooper Manning, the older of the 3 Manning brothers. Eli telling us that both he and Peyton, they got word of and knew about Odell Beckham going back to when he was a young receiver. When they'd go back to New Orleans and just try to get some throws in practice, all of a sudden they get in line, and here comes this high school receiver who looked a little bit better than the other receivers at Isidore Newman High School. So he said he and Peyton were trying to negotiate so they'd be in line to throw to Beckham. He's a guy who they knew about pretty quickly. Injury on that play, and it's an important one, John. DeQuell Jackson, the linebacker, was injured, and they don't have much inside in terms of depth for Indianapolis here tonight.
No, they don't. Josh McNary, their backup linebacker, inactive tonight with an injury. I just saw Andrew Jackson, number 54, check in. Haven't seen him play hardly at all for this Colt defense. Let's see if they can exploit that.
Andrew Jackson, 9 snaps of defense in the 512 played by the Colts thus far this year. He's in the game. Manning steps up. End zone shot towards Beckham. Feet got tangled, and tangled feet is not pass interference, so incomplete.
You know, Vontae Davis, I can see why they gave up a lot of yards last week against the Steelers, because he didn't play. Here he is against Beckham. Vontae Davis plays right corner. They should probably throw it against the left corner because Vontae Davis, he might be the grinder tonight.
3rd and 9. Giants did this one snap in the first half. Beckham next to Manning, releasing, trying to get that coverage. They didn't. Williams catches instead. He's got a first down. And Williams keeps going. To the 2. 1st and goal for the Giants. Andre Williams, just his 5th catch of his rookie season.
Andre Williams didn't catch a pass last year at Boston College. He struggles catching the ball, but man, is he hard to tackle. Numerous missed tackles. 1st and goal.
Colts struggling to get lined up. They go quick. They go Williams. Who's it? Giants respond with a much-needed touchdown.
Rookies. Odell Beckham ignites the Giants with a big catch and run, and then Andre Williams fires across the goal line. New ball game. This good second effort. You're going to see Andre press it, bounce it back to his left. He's a physical runner, hard to tackle.
Jarrell Freeman couldn't stop him for Williams, his third rushing touchdown of the season. Extra point is added by Josh Brown. Indianapolis opens the half with an 84-yard touchdown drive. The Giants respond with the same. Build through the draft. Get an impact through the draft. Halfway through the season, expecting stuff from your rookies. Your first-round pick, Beckham, 59 yards down the field, and then Williams, your fourth-round pick, 24 on the catch and run on third down, 2 on the one that counts, and the Giants back within 13 points. 23-10. Last kickoff was a pop-up kick into a vacant area. This time, Griff Whalen has to go chase it, and it's a touchback. So the Giants moving the ball well here with Josh Brown on the kickoffs. Whalen wanted to say it was out of bounds on the sideline, but it did go through, and it's a touchback. And Colts ball at the 20. So back to Andrew Luck, and 45 plays, 8 runs.
You can see why they throw it, though. And Andrew hasn't had his best night. He's missed some throws. Let's see if the Giants can continue to disguise their coverages. They just need to create one turnover. The Giant defense is in a dry spell. They need a big play from their defense to get back in this.
Wayne, the man in motion. Out of the eye, play pass for Luck, incomplete, as again he gets hit, and again it's Ayers. He has done some job tonight pressuring the quarterback, and now he's shaken up.
They are bringing blitz after blitz. Andrew Luck goes down again. You see Ayers with a speed rush. Let's check on the former Volunteer.
He had his left leg. We'll take a timeout. ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Dumb and Dumber 2, starring Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels, in theaters November 14th. And NFL.com/now. Watch the biggest library of NFL videos anywhere, free. Went from the yellow sport jacket of ABC Sports to the yellow jacket of Pro Football Hall of Fame. Great to honor and great to see Mr. Monday Night Football, Frank Gifford, here tonight as part of the Michael Strahan tribute. Ayers walked off under his own power, 2nd and 10 for Andrew Luck of the Colts. Again, the pressure from the Giants. Bradshaw, the release valve. A lot of room for the ex-Giant, and a gain of 22 to the 42.
That time the Giants get caught in a disguise, and Andrew Luck read it like a book. They're going to show a weak side blitz. They get back to cover 2, but watch these 2 linebackers step up in there like they're going to blitz. They bail out of there, and nobody covers Ahmad Bradshaw. Blown coverage, Luck sees it, big play. This kid can really play quarterback, Mike. Hard to believe. Just his 3rd year out of Stanford.
This is 41st start. And so many intangibles to the table. Again, they'll go back to the air. Luck will roll it, throw it on the run, and wait it perfectly for Allen. First down, flag down, back behind the play at the 45-yard line. He's throwing where the linemen were blocking behind the play.
Number 75 was illegally downfield. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Jack Buhort, the 2nd-round pick out of Ohio State.
It's a call I think officials could make a lot more than they do. Buhort clearly beyond the line of scrimmage, and that's a costly penalty.
We see that call a lot with all the bubble screens that teams are throwing, and the called run plays at quarterbacks returning into passes. But on that play, that was a boot. He was outside the pocket. That was a surprise and really a mistake by the rookie.
Certainly was.
First and 50. Ayers back in. Pass is caught in the middle by Wayne. 44. It'll be third and about 8.
Well, these are the moments where you rely on your pass rush. We've honored Michael Strahan here tonight. They have their NASCAR package out there. Their 4 best pass rushers. They're all defensive ends. The Colts are passing on every single play. Let's see if the Giants can get there.
I said third, my mistake. 2nd and 8. Here comes Ayers again up the middle, and Luck couldn't stay in there and deliver as Ayers hits him one more time. He's having a sensational game here for the Giants.
You aren't kidding. That's the 6th time Robert Ayers has knocked down Andrew Luck. Lance Lewis at right guard has struggled, as has Jonathan Harrison, the rookie undrafted center.
Ayers, you mentioned, John, went to Tennessee, played for the Broncos, but he's from Jersey City. Went to school in Hoboken, right on the Jersey side of the Hudson River. 3rd and 8, more pressure. Ayers flushes, Luck throws complete for the first down. A play by Andrew Luck to his Stanford Cardinal teammate Coby Fleener.
There's so much poise. Another blitz. You're going to see Luck veer to his right and throw another bullet. It's a beautiful thing. Fleener against Jaquan Williams, who has really struggled tonight against the tight ends of these Indianapolis Colts.
A pass took Andrew Luck over 300 yards. That is 7 consecutive games over 300. No surprise it happens halfway through the third. When of 50 plays, 42 have been passes. 1 sack and 41 attempts. Back at it again. Free rusher. Able to keep the play alive, but there's nobody there. The question, is he out of the pocket? Giants screaming that should be intentional grounding. The officials come back together. Luck hates to take sacks. Makes such an effort to use the rules to his favor, but here they're going to get him.
Well, Jaquan Williams, number 57, on a delayed blitz.
That whole tackle box conversation comes into play.
Might be down. Left knee might have been down.
But that would have to be
There's no foul for intentional grounding on the play. The quarterback was out of the pocket and the ball got beyond the line of scrimmage. 2nd down.
And that's out of that tackle box area. But like you said, John, he's down. It would have been a sack. The question is, do the Giants challenge? They have tried to challenge earlier and were too late in getting the challenge flag down.
Well, Coby Fleener was wide open on a deep cross. It's a good thing Williams got there. It's 2nd and 10.
We saw it last week, Luck trying to do that. He ended up getting a safety as he tripped over his offensive lineman, trying to throw it from his backside. And that was called intentional grounding in the end zone and a safety. They do run with Bradshaw, who tries to cut it back into the middle and able to get some yardage out of that. Pick up 5 on a play that looked like it was going to be no gain.
You know, when you throw the ball like the Colts throw it, you get the defense's best pressures, their best blitzes, game plan designer blitzes, disguises. You get the best coverage people. And it doesn't seem to faze Andrew Luck one bit.
Nix is alone, bottom of the screen. Hilton and Wayne to the top, along with the tight end Allen. 3rd and 5, here come all the Giants. Again a free rusher, and again he stands in, and Wayne is free. Reggie Wayne to the end zone for the touchdown. Luck hangs in, finds Wayne. 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter for Indianapolis.
That's one of the all-time great plays you'll see Andrew Luck or any quarterback make ever. Overload blitz at the bottom of the screen. He stands in there and throws a corner route to Reggie Wayne under heavy pressure. No fear. I mean, that's as good as it gets. Andrew Luck, a human shredder.
Number 87 gets career touchdown number 82. Reggie Wayne to the end zone. Tremendous strength and fortitude by Luck. He takes so many, it's almost like he enjoys taking the hits from guys. quite something. These throw touchdown passes of 32, 31, and now 40 yards. This one to Wayne in Indianapolis, once again, up 19. 20. 300 again, 7 consecutive games. Ties Peyton Manning, only Drew Brees has done that more often. Obviously, in the passing days, so many of these passing marks are 2008, 2009, and beyond, but still got to do it week in, week out, and Andrew continues to perform at a really uncommon level, John, for a quarterback in the middle of his 3rd year in the NFL. He certainly is. About the only thing the Giants can hope for is a serious wind or rainstorm of some kind. It's not happening. I mean, they're blitzing, they have tight coverage most of the time. He won't let up. He will not let up. No return on the kick by McAfee. And the Giants will take over at the 20-yard line. We mentioned the length of these 3 touchdowns. Here they are. Uses tempo. He snaps the ball before the Giants are set. Spider 2 wide banana for 6. Then he throws all go. 4 verticals. One of them is T.Y. Hilton. And he goes up and takes the ball away from Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie. And you can't stand in the pocket better and throw a strike under duress than Luck just did it to Reggie Wayne. Manning and the Giants in a 20-point hole again, just like they were after the first drive of this quarter. And blitzed, he gets rid of it quick to Donnell, and Larry Donnell, the tight end, gains 6. You are always fond of saying about pressure, you either feel it or you apply it. And Luck applies such pressure to the other team, not just the defense, but we talked about this with the Giants early this week. They were going to have to score a bunch of points tonight to have a chance. And they're feeling it offensively here. Just a 1 touchdown drive, their last one. 5.5 left in the 3rd. Manning back to Donnell to the back shoulder, covered by Vontae Davis. Back to your point, you know, I used to stand on the field against guys like Luck or Peyton Manning and come on, keep playing, keep playing. Then I started saying, play better, because you got to play great all the time against Luck. He's just that good. He's capable of dominating a football game with his decision-making, his athletic ability, and his toughness, and just passion to win. And you've said it. You would take him. Number 1. Before anybody else. Not even league. Close. 3rd and 4. Colts bring 5 for pressure. Manning hit as he throws. No whistle blown, and picked up by Sergio Brown. Out of bounds at the 5. Brown stepped out at the 5. We'll go back and look at the entire play.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense.
Jonathan Newsom, the 5th round pick out of Ball State, knocks it free. Second time tonight, Mike. That's a fumble. No doubt. Empty hand comes through. Easiest call when you look at that on these plays. Fumble. I think it was Will Beatty at left tackle, struggling in one-on-one pass protection. And this sets up Andrew Luck for the dagger here. Credit Greg Minuski, the defensive coordinator of the Colts. He knows he's depleted. Eric Walden, Robert Mathis not here to rush the passer. They have to blitz to get home, and they have relied on these corners for the most part to shut down these young Giant receivers. Waiting to confirm the entirety of the play, because not only did you have the fumble, but also had Brown running to the end zone. And as soon as it is confirmed, that stat takes hold. Yet another game with a turnover for the Giants that has in fact been confirmed. So Newsom's 2nd sack turns into the 1st turnover. And Giant fans are used to seeing that. Trent Richardson, the back, 1st and goal from the 4. Richardson toss, leading the way is Costanzo, the tackle. Gain of a yard. Mike Patterson over there to make the tackle. They love that toss crack scheme. That time Antrell Roll misses a one-on-one tackle. And in these goal line situations, they get about as heavy
of personnel grouping as you can get. Number 76, once again, Joe Reitz is checked into the game as an eligible receiver at tight end, right side of your screen. And 2 tailbacks in the game. Keep an eye on Bradshaw. He's at fullback.
Over the top, wide open, Dwayne Allen. And Luck has thrown 4 touchdowns here tonight.
The whole stadium was looking at Ahmad Bradshaw. He came off the field laughing with his helmet off. That whole New York Giant defense says there's no way we're going to let Bradshaw score. And they fake the ball to him, and no one covers Dwayne Allen. Outstanding design by Pep Hamilton and his coaching staff of the Colts.
That is 7 touchdown receptions this year for Dwayne Allen. 37-10. Defense got it rolling. And a big impact night for a rookie asked to step up because of injuries. Jonathan Newsom forced the fumble. Luck to Allen, finishing off the drive. And earlier we said Andrew Luck wasn't as sharp. Missed a few open throws. He's not missed many so far. 44 throws, 350 yards, 4 touchdowns, equaling his career best. And Roethlisberger throws 6 in back-to-back games, and all the quarterbacks want in now.
He's impressive. He can use an up-tempo. One word means everything. Reverse pivot. Wide open. Fleener. Touchdown. How about pocket toughness? Watch him stand in here. How do you throw the ball that accurate? If you protect him at all and he can step up and finish on his front foot, it's over. Wow, has he had a great night.
118, what's it? Another one of many. Giants down 27. They'll run Andre Williams to the right. And for Eli Manning and the Giants, it's just find a way to get some momentum, get some confidence. This is out of their bye. This is when you're thinking we're going to come out and do some things. And at Seattle on a short week, San Francisco in here, Dallas in here. It does not get easier for the Giants, who are up against it at 3-4 coming into the night. Staring 3-5 right in the face. Blitz up the middle by Jackson, picked up by the running back Williams. And the pass incomplete for Preston Parker.
Injured Giant. Weston Richburg has hurt his ankle, it looks like.
Richburg, the 2nd-round pick who has been starting. Jeff Schwartz, some of the money that the Giants spent in free agency in the offseason, dislocated his toe. He was put on the injured reserve designated to return list. He started practicing this week. They have another 2 weeks to activate him. So Richburg thrown right in to be a starter.
You know, you go back to Eli Manning, Mike. Not only is he learning a new offense after being with Kevin Gilbride all these years, 2 Super Bowl champions, by the way, championships that they won. He's got to learn a lot of new teammates' names. These are rookies, a lot of them. Andre Williams, Odell Beckham Jr. But he's also got to learn new fundamentals. And that's like teaching Tiger Woods how to hold the club, or teaching LeBron James how to shoot a basket.
Really that drastic for these guys?
This guy's got his right foot back in the shotgun.
Right.
He's had his left foot back since he was at Ole Miss. Meant 3-step, 5-step, 7-step drops. Now he's taking 2-step drops, 4-step drops. The rhythm, the timing of the offense, completely different. You got to give him a lot of credit for being open-minded, buying in, and changing everything.
Right.
The way he uses his snap count, to the way he drops back to pass, the plays they're running. They're surrounding him with some young players that you really don't know.
Well, think about this. 11 personnel.
How good are they?
Yeah, you've taught us 1 back, 1 tight end, 11 personnel. So when he has 3 receivers in the game and he sits in that huddle, he's got Beatty and Pugh, 2 tackles that were there with him last year, and Ruben Randall, the receiver. That's it. You think about it, tight ends have changed over. Donnell played briefly last year. The receiving core with injuries, and obviously Cruz's injury. And you got Richburg, a 2nd-round pick who was in front of him for 8 games. He's down and injured. There's a lot of change to this offense, and Eli's got to weather through this first significant upheaval of personnel for this Giants team.
And Rashad Jennings, their good back who came in here and had 375 yards, looked the part, has missed 3 games in a row. Victor Cruz, their leading receiver, out for the year. They have issues on offense, and I think personnel is the biggest issue right now on this team.
The athletic training staff led by Ronnie Barnes, their head athletic trainer, is still out there looking at Richburg's ankle and foot. Tom Coughlin comes out to show his concern as well. When you look at the Giants and talk about drafting and trying to make the changes, Williams, Beckham, Richburg all playing and contributing on this lineup tonight for the Giants. And it's really tough to see for Richburg, who started all 50 games of his Colorado State career, 45 of them at center. And was brought in here to be the guard as Schwartz got hurt with that toe injury during the preseason. Giants have seen way too much of this as well this season. Talked about that injury to Victor Cruz, the torn patella tendon in Philadelphia.
And I don't know how much more Tom Coughlin can take over the last couple of years. The Giants have had as many injured players as anyone in the league, and 2 starters on the offensive line, your best receiver, your halfback, your middle linebacker, both nickel corners. Amukamara went out in the first half. Let's hope Richburg is okay.
It's the guard there. You see him involved with Williams. And he turns it there as he's engaged with Zach Kerr. Immediately grabbed for that ankle.
3rd and 8. Giants have to get some help on Newsome, number 91 at the bottom of the screen. He has hit Eli twice.
Adam
recently.
Snyder, John, is the new left guard, replacing Richburg. Manning throws complete. Preston Parker stopped at the 29, a yard shy of the first down by Bjorn Werner.
Bjorn Werner's a defensive end, and on that zone blitz, he dropped into coverage and became a linebacker. And as you run a shallow cross, look out for Bjorn Werner, because he will sting you. That's why you got to read through the far sideline when you run a shallow cross, and if there's a man wearing another jersey, you better sit down.
Weatherford to kick. Said that a lot tonight. His 8th kick of the evening. Griff Whalen. Turn at 9 to the 29-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. Saturday night on your ABC station, Ohio State in East Lansing to take on the Spartans of Michigan State. Really, John, I'd say that the winner of that game remains the one Big Ten team alive for a spot in the Final Four of the college football playoff. So Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit, the whole game day crew will be up there, and those guys will have the primetime game for you. 8 Eastern on your ABC station. Got to see Mark D'Antonio at the Outback Bowl a few years ago when Kirk Cousins was his quarterback. And what a job Mark's done in East Lansing with the Spartans.
Oh, boy.
Bradshaw try to pull away from Jaquan Williams. He'll gain 10 and a first down. Been so many passes, 44 in all, and how they've been distributed tonight. 23 to the receivers, 6 to the running backs, 15 directed to the tight ends, Fleener and Allen. They're very hard to defend, John, and the question, and we can explore this as we go through the 4th quarter, is their defense good enough against the best in the AFC to be the best in the AFC? They have and continue to show this top scoring team in the NFL an elite offense. Great balance by Bradshaw, still going into Giants territory. The ex-Giant who's running with passion with every step he takes to the 43.
How good was this run? I mean, the center, Jonathan Harrison, number 72, is going to get in Bradshaw's way. There's nowhere to go. How about that cut? He's an outstanding back. Hard to believe the injuries he's had. I saw him as a New York Giant 2 years ago. He had screws put in his foot. He could hardly walk or practice, and he ran for 128 yards on Sunday. One tough customer right there.
He's out. Richardson's in, and Trent will gain about 3 yards. You had Bradshaw as your guest on the bus when the Colts got here yesterday, and he was really focused and looking forward to meeting up with his old Giant teammates tonight.
He's a great story, Mike. He's a 7th-round draft choice. He wasn't big enough. Played at Marshall. A lot of people thought he couldn't stick in the league. He found a niche as a kickoff returner here in New York. Some Giant players got hurt, and Bradshaw ran for over 4,000 yards, 2 1,000-yard seasons, and now he's Tom Coughlin's worst nightmare.
And that surgery to fuse the C3 and the C4 vertebrae in his neck. Surgery performed by the same doctor did Peyton Manning's surgery, Dr. Watkins. It's a good 1-2 punch they have with Richardson and Williams, and they'll be close to the first down as Indianapolis with a 27-point lead, doing their work on the ground here to run out the third quarter.
This Andrew Luck can handle so many different plays, audibles, check with me's. He's an architectural man, Mike. He was interested in stadiums, and he told me the components that comprise concrete. He's a little different than I am.
Did you retain any of that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I was going to ask you. You could probably have the time in the fourth quarter to detail that. Colts by 27 after 3 on this Monday night.
ESPN, celebrating 45 years of Monday Night Football.
Jay Rothman's our producer, Chip Dean our director, our terrific Monday night team. Glad that you are along with us here at MetLife Stadium as we wrap up week 9 of the NFL season. 3 touchdowns put up by Andrew Luck and the Colts in the third. They lead by 27 on their way to 6-3 on this season. Bradshaw with the carry. It goes just inside the 30. Here's Lisa.
Hey, Mike, well, you know how mild-mannered and polite Andrew Luck always is when he comes into our production meetings. Well, I was asking backup Matt Hasselbeck, what's he really like? And he said he can be a real jerk sometimes. Now, he said that kind of lovingly because the two are very close, but he said he's like that boss that everyone hates but still respects. He can be really hard on people. He'll curse people out, Hasselbeck said. And he said when that helmet is on and that mouthpiece is in, he can go off, but he has earned the right to do those things, and they really love the guy. Mike?
Lisa, I'm sure Coach will echo. It's the qualities coaches love about Andrew Luck, going back to his college days and his NFL days now. Good move again by Bradshaw to jump back to the 25-yard line. John, when you had him at quarterback camp, evaluated him in the draft, we spent time with him at Stanford. You just saw all these qualities going back to how his dad raised him, Oliver Luck.
You know, a lot of quarterbacks stay for a second day. They want to come back and watch tape. Most of the people want to learn a play or two or how to protect the quarterback. Andrew Luck wanted to watch Wade Phillips split safety zone blitz trap.
This is at quarterback camp with you.
I said, what are you talking about? You want to watch things I didn't even think of. He's way ahead of the game, Mike. He's different.
Again, the extra tight ends. It's 3rd and 2. It's a boot thrown to Bradshaw. Couldn't hang on. Nearly intercepted on the deflection by Jameel McClain. Continues to hustle here. Vinatieri back out for a field goal attempt.
Bradshaw clearly took his eyes off of that ball. And what are the odds Vinatieri hits his 26th straight, Mike?
Trying to make a 4th field goal here on the night. He's made 467 field goals in his career. Consummate professional. The lead is 30. Minute and a half into the 4th. Colts bad last time out, but great tonight. ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Autotrader.com. Land a great deal on your perfect car at Autotrader.com. ESPNFanshop.com, powered by Dick's Sporting Goods. And AT&T, mobilizing your world. Such an awesome city. Bright lights of New York. A few miles away across the Hudson River, 9 miles west, east of Rutherford, New Jersey. No return for Cox as McAfee continues his outstanding kickoff season. Jerry Reese is the general manager of the Giants, and when you have a franchise quarterback paid this much, about 15% of your cap, everything else has to work. And the next highest paid players on the Giants, injuries or retirements like Snee and Boss, who still count towards the cap. 3 of those players on IR. And then the draft picks, they better hit, because those are the affordable pieces when you pay a quarterback so much. Nix and Symptom no longer on the team. Linval Joseph, Marvin Austin didn't pan out very much. David Wilson had talent, but had his injury issues and forced to retire after only a couple of seasons. And that's why we continue to discuss, John, the personnel that this team has. And Jerry Reese trying to piece together a team of young players and really turn over this roster as we go through the rest of the season.
And at the end of this year, they have to make a decision on Jason Pierre-Paul and Trell Roll. A lot of unfinished business, but this will be their 3rd straight defeat, and they haven't really looked good in any of the 3.
Here's Odell Beckham Jr. using the sideline and getting out of bounds. Escorted there by Studebaker at the 40-yard line. You mentioned the losses, John. You look back at the Giants' victories this year. They beat Houston by 13. The Texans are struggling. They beat Washington 45-14 on that short week turnaround. Got Atlanta 30-20. People were feeling good about the Giants at 3 in a row, but then Philadelphia really exposed them in terms of the pass rush. The Giants couldn't stop. A 27-0 loss, and then the loss in Dallas 2 Sundays ago by 10. Eli is flushed and gets rid of it. And the tackle box would be the call if it's no intentional grounding. The 2 officials off to discuss that. And we mentioned the gauntlet of this schedule that the Giants have had. Philly, Dallas, then Indy here tonight. To Seattle, San Francisco. Hard to figure what's going on with the 49ers now.
Hard to figure out what's going on in this league.
I know.
If you want to be honest, you don't know what to expect. How about the Colts? They gave up 650 yards last week. They look like the 75 Steelers tonight. You get what you deserve in this league. If you're not ready to play on any given night, you'll get beat.
2nd and 10. Newsome spins away from Pugh. Good pass rush he put on. And Eli did a good job to complete that out to Odell Beckham at the 46-yard line, a 1st down. Toller on the tackle.
You see the athletic ability of Beckham. How about that release? He can play the ball in flight. He's just a young player getting started. Hard to believe Eli Manning is surrounded with this much youth.
So right, John, the inexperience around him. You compare all the veterans that are around Peyton Manning, his brother. Hillis snowed under from behind. And once again, Jonathan Newsome.
Oh, you look out there. Daniel Fells, number 85, one of his tight ends, was out of football last year. Here's Andre Williams. He's a rookie. Beckham's a rookie. Larry Donnell was a quarterback at Grambling. He's making the conversion to tight end, and
he was undrafted.
It's just not a lot of support for a 2-time world champion quarterback.
It has been Eli and Tom Coughlin through thick and thin. That time the ball comes out, it's free, and fallen on by the center, J.D. Walton. Zach Kerr, another one of the Colts rookies, able to knock it away. And Eli looking at that right hand.
I think it's time for Ryan Nassib and a couple backup quarterbacks in this football game. Indianapolis continues the blitz. We've said it all night. The corners of the Colts have dominated this game. There's nowhere for Eli to go, and that ball's out. Zach Kerr, undrafted player from Delaware, having a nice start to his career.
3rd and 16, Beckham. Odell's mom was a track coach at Nicholls State, was a track All-American at LSU. She finished the New York City Marathon yesterday, Heather Van Norman, 4 hours and 23 minutes. Very proud of his mom, who will call with real, legitimate feedback for her son about how he's running and how he's accelerating in his burst. Certainly great genes there. 4th and 5, Giants will go for it. And Manning will run for the first down. And these Giants fans who have remained are happy with a gain of 18.
It's that Giant fan there, that's the longest run he's seen Eli make.
There's the marathon. It's not related to Eli's run, but there is Odell Beckham Jr.'s mom, Heather Van Norman. Look at our crew getting a shot of her from the TCS New York City Marathon, completing it in 4:25:37. The great New York weekend's marathon weekend, and on the heels of that, Eli with his longest run of the year. Ruben Randall goes up and makes a play inside the 5 at the 4-yard line.
Vontae Davis finally gave up a completion tonight. Tight man-to-man coverage, and you got to credit Ruben Randall with some great concentration.
Randall, Davis, Vontae on the cover.
I'm just shocked if they continue to throw the ball at Vontae Davis. Normally you have a scouting report and they say, hey, number 21 is their best bump and run corner, and you work the other side.
Very good fit he has been in this defense. Here with the Colts for a couple of years, they really just like what he has allowed them to do in so many other places and gave him a contract commensurate with that ability here this year. 4 years, $39 million in the offseason.
It'll be Donnell at the top of the screen. That's their go-to target.
Larry Donnell with 4 touchdowns this season, looking for number 5. And got it. Working on Mike Adams, the safety. Donnell comes up with a touchdown.
Should have gone to these formations a lot earlier in the football game. You put Larry Donnell outside a wide receiver. He's got Mike Adams, a safety, and one-on-one coverage. But if you want to beat man-to-man coverage, you got to create the matchups to win. That time Donnell went up and made a nice play on the ball.
Josh Brown's extra point, 40-17, 23-point game, 8:55 left. And if you stayed up, if you have Eli or Larry Donnell on your fantasy team, you're rewarded. Coverage from Spider Cam tonight brought to you by DirecTV. NFL logo at midfield here, because obviously the Giants and Jets share this place. Also in Charlotte, where the Panthers play. Jerry Richardson has often said that no one thing or team is larger than the league, and the NFL logos at midfield, they're in Charlotte as well. That's where this week started. Onside kick opportunity. Griff Whalen went up to get it. It is deflected and brought in by Boom Herron. Daniel Herron, the former Ohio State running back, able to get the recovery, and we have an injured player there for the Colts. For the second time in special teams, Andy Studebaker is slow to get up. And the bodies colliding on that onside kick attempt by the Giants, which was recovered by the Colts. The Colts and onside kicks have gone well together this year. The Colts have recovered 3 onside kicks this season. The rest of the league is now 1 for 25 in their onside kicks. If you add that Giants one, that attempt just a moment ago.
You're an amazing person.
It's 40-17. If it's here, it's getting on. Herron, who recovered it with the carry for 2 yards. John, you were talking about this week. Sometimes the draft falls for you, sometimes it doesn't. And with quarterbacks especially, think about the Montana to Young era in San Francisco. Not the smoothest transition, but the talent and the championships followed. Favre to Rodgers, we saw that firsthand, again, through the stress of when it was going to be handed off, and they had success You talk about Indianapolis being in the right place at the right time when the #1 pick was there, and a Hall of Fame quarterback, and as good as we have in the game right now.
There's a lot of luck involved in this draft, by the way, Mike.
Heron runs for 4.
I mean, really, you're 2-14, and you have the #1 pick in the draft. I saw Andy Reid of the Kansas City Chiefs. He had a last place team. He had the #1 pick in the draft, and Andrew Luck, unfortunately, wasn't in the draft.
Right. Yep.
The Colts were lucky that he entered the draft and was sitting there for him. They deserve credit for picking him, don't get me wrong. And there's Grigson right there. He's done a heck of a job here. He deserves credit for drafting Luck, but Andrew Luck only comes along once every 5 or 10 or 20 years. Or in a lifetime, maybe.
And Indianapolis getting that with Peyton Manning, when the choice that Bill Polian had to make and the rest of the staff was either Manning or Ryan Leaf.
Steal it from you.
Heron to the left. He'll be pulled down. As Jameel McClain continues to play hard for these Giants in a 23-point game.
I'll say this about the Colts. With this quarterback and this system of offense with these skilled players, if they can play defense like they played defense tonight, they're going to be a real problem for anybody.
Let's be honest, this isn't the best offense they're going to face. And we saw what happened with Pittsburgh, but we did see against Cincinnati, a team that put up 30+ against the Panthers, a similar type defensive effort. And they are doing this tonight without 2 defensive starters. As Eric Walden remains out, the outside linebacker with his calf injury. And Arthur Jones, defensive tackle out of Syracuse, is out with his ankle injury. They should get them back.
Delay of game, offense, have penalties declined, 4th down.
You know who else Chuck Pagano's going to get back? It's LaRon Landry, safety, former top 10 overall pick. Played early, 4-game suspension for violating the league's performance-enhancing drug policy. He will come back tomorrow to the roster if they choose to activate him. It'll have to be by the close of business tomorrow, and that's another player added to this defense. McAfee, 3rd time tonight. He's pinned the Giants inside their 15-yard line. 6:11 to go. Been a great night for Andrew Luck and the Colts. Already season 5 here at MetLife Stadium. Some of the fans leaving. Well, the selection committee meets again Tuesday. Their latest rankings are revealed. College football playoff top 25. Reese Davis and the guys will have that for you 7:30 tomorrow night. Manning pressured, and Eli gets rid of it, and that pass incomplete with 6:07 to go. Talked a lot about Andrew Luck. Of course, his dad, Oliver Luck, is on that playoff committee. And Archie Manning was on too, but Archie's going to have surgery here coming up this week, and we send Archie our best wishes.
No doubt.
One of the all-time great people. Spent a lot of time with Arch over the years. And tough weekend for the Manning boys, and then Ole Miss saw their season championship hopes likely come to an end on Saturday in Oxford. The pass is complete to another young Giant, Corey Washington, the rookie out of Newberry College, who had a tremendous preseason. Really splashed, as you would say, John, with 4 touchdowns and 10 catches in the preseason. And he steps up and gets his first grab here.
Well, he looks the part. Looked good on the practice field. Another young player that they're developing.
Washington's played only 24 offensive snaps this year. Took a deep shot for him, and it's incomplete as he is covered by Josh Gordy with 5:29 left.
You know, a couple of years ago, Eli Manning was one of the best deep ball passers in pro football. I saw him complete at least 30 passes beyond 20 yards down the line of scrimmage. This year, look at that, 2 for 23. They don't really have a deep ball receiver, and outside of some flies down the sideline, they haven't had much deep ball design either.
That pass is deflected. Eli able to catch it, then drop it. Did he ever? He never caught it, so it should be incomplete. Never had control of the ball as he was fumbling it around. So it'll be just an incomplete pass.
You know, Chuck Pagano from the Ravens likes to bring perimeter pressure he likes to bring defensive backs. Ladarius Webb comes to mind. And he's using Butler, number 20, in a similar fashion tonight. I've seen Butler blitz about 6 times tonight. Clearly he's backed off on 3rd and long.
That would have been Eli's first career reception. 3rd and 10 instead. And this one is caught by Beckham, who'll use the sideline and get a first down out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Well, we told you earlier that Prince Amukamara was hurt for the Giants in the first half with a bicep injury. The Giants now confirming that it is a torn biceps muscle, and that usually means season over. So this Giants team that has lost so many good players looks like they will be without their starting corner. Amukamara, torn biceps. Peyton Hillis out of the backfield as we are under 5 minutes now, and he'll get across midfield into the 45-yard line.
And if you put Walter Thurman, Turk McBride, and Prince Amukamara together, that's 3 of your top 5 corners that won't be back this season.
This was a team that restocked that position. Corey Webster, Aaron Ross, Terrell Thomas, Ryan Mundy, Will Hill, all players who they had at corner and in the secondary last year. Very much changing times for the Giants, and Eli and Coughlin remain the constant. And that's one of the good things that they have coming up. Odell Beckham Jr. with the grab, 29-yard line. Terrific catch.
If you're a Giant fan, you have a lot to look forward to with this young man. I saw him catch the ball off the jugs machine, laying down on the ground with one hand like it was a baseball. He has amazing body control and hands.
It is crazy. We saw some of it at practice Saturday. Giants folks say he's been doing it all year. This back to Corey Washington. Let's go back to pregame here tonight. Watch Odell Beckham Jr. Okay, yeah, it's one of those. All right. How about the people standing there watching? Like, oh my goodness.
That's impossible.
Okay. Listen to tunes. Okay, yeah, I got it. Good. They can throw with either hand. Ambidextrous.
You could coach this kid, Mike.
3-man rush for the Colts. Washington down to the 3-yard line, so he's getting his feet wet here on this drive.
This is sloppy football right now by the Colts on defense. They're out of gas, but they're making it awful easy right now on the Giants.
Hillis the run, and he's right at the plane and just short of the goal line with 3:47 to go. There's 3 catches for 47 yards on this drive by Washington. First 3 of his career. Let's look at Hillis. The ball looks to be shy of the plane. Empty out the backfield here and throw it to the rookie. And Washington has his first Giants touchdown.
That's what he did all preseason. He was their high point fade receiver. Even won a game for him late in the preseason. This time it's backup corner number 27, Josh Gordy. And Eli Manning has another touchdown pass. Gotta credit Eli for finishing like a Manning. He was knocked around a lot early, but he hasn't quit.
Could get it to a 16.2 score game with 3:19 to go. Full complement of timeouts. The Giants keeping faint hopes still alive here in this one as it's 40-24. 411 yards of offense and better in the second half. Some of them easier to come by because of the score, but a couple of touchdowns for Manning. Philadelphia next week, and we will see LaShawn McCoy and the Eagles. His quarterback will be Mark Sanchez as Nick Foles is out for 4 to 6 weeks with his clavicle injury. And Cam Newton and the Panthers, their offense has to get going. They did not look very good against New Orleans. They've struggled offensively the last few games. Panthers and Eagles, Monday Night Countdown. Susie and the crew get you going there from Philadelphia at 6 Eastern, and then We'll be with you at 8:15 Eastern. Giants tried an onside kick last time. Little pooch kick to the vacant space here. Get lucky on the bounce, and T.Y. Hilton falls on it at the 25-yard line. So the Colts will take over with Andrew Luck back in one more time. Eagles won in Houston yesterday, so the Eagles are 6-2. That perfect division record thus far. Giants have played all of their road division games. Washington, Dallas, and Philadelphia will come here to MetLife Stadium for the second half of the divisional round robin. And John, right about this time 1 week ago, the Cowboys were still 6-1. And here you go, you lose your quarterback, you lose to Washington, you lose to Arizona with the best record in the league, and now they're 6-3 out of first and on a plane London bound to play Jacksonville on Sunday at Wembley. Giants take a timeout after the Heron run here with 3:13 to go. Tom Coughlin told us an interesting story just about how you try to motivate your team. Bye week, coaches, you're always looking for some angle. So he went and looked back, said, hey, 3-4, that's our record. That was the record of the division champs a year ago, Philadelphia, after 7 games. That was the record of Washington, the division champs 2 years ago. So he put it up on the board. They were 3-4, they won the division. Philly, they were 3-4, they won the division. What's our record? 3-4. Say no more. He was done, right?
Right.
Just put a little motivational seed in the guy's mind to start this portion of the season. Heron with the carry to the 30-yard line. Then, he didn't say this. Washington and Philadelphia, the division champs those years, they lost that 8th game. They were all 3-5 too. So you can drag that one out next week and see if it works motivationally for his team. You guys try anything at any point.
You know, Tom Coughlin, he did. He told his players right down, I will get better at. And they had to fill out what they would get better at.
Each player.
What would you say in the last 7 or 8 broadcasts? What can you get better at?
Probably, I would say, trying to work with my analyst. But funny, I didn't have that problem with Hubie Brown earlier this week on Wednesday in Portland. I had no problem
You
with
analyze every sport there is every week of the season. Surprised you remember my name, Mike. I will get better at working with my analyst. That's so kind on Monday Night Football for you to say.
3rd and 5. See if the Giants can get a stop, get the ball back, and keep whatever very slim hope alive. 4-man rush. Luck's going to throw it here. Check it down to Heron, and he'll be a yard shy of the first down. And Coughlin runs out there, uses the final timeout with 3 minutes left. And they thought Heron was down with an injury, which would have saved the Giants a timeout. But fortunately for Heron, he's okay, and the Giants will still use that final timeout.
Well, if you're the Giants with Odell Beckham back here to return this punt, I'm going to try to get a great hold up and set up a return. Or will Tom Coughlin go with an all-out block? One of the two. They're going to need a big play from their special teams and another quick strike from Eli Manning. And I've been done in before by these Mannings.
Beckham stands back at his 20. Pat McAfee having an all-pro punting season. Kicks it away. And it bounces out of bounds. Beckham couldn't get to it. It's out of bounds at the 32-yard line with 2:52 to go.
And in checks Vontae Davis and Greg Toller, the starting corners. Chuck Pagano has seen enough of his backups. Corey Redding, Ricky Jean-Francois back in the game. Colts want to close out Eli Manning and his Giant offense right now.
Out of timeouts, 2:52 to go, 16-point game. Manning will take a shot, and it's broken up. Tremendous play coming over by the safety, Sergio Brown, as Kevin Ogletree, who has not played much for the Giants, checks it.
It's good deep ball range by Sergio Brown, helping out Greg Toller. All these defensive backs in Indianapolis come from other teams. Brown, a former Patriot. Adams has been all over. Darius Butler. his third team. Toller, a former Arizona Cardinal, and Vontae Davis has been with the Miami Dolphins. But look in that huddle, Mike. Corey Redding, been around the league, Lions and Ravens. DeQuell Jackson came over from the Cleveland Browns. Ricky Jean-Francois from the 49ers. I think Jorn Werner is the only Colt drafted by Indianapolis playing on their starting defense.
Of the Colts' 53-man roster, John, 16 of those players were drafted. That, along with Tampa, is the fewest in the league. 3rd and 10. Manning throws for Larry Donnell, and that's broken up by Sergio Brown. And it'll bring us to 4th down.
These starters have had a great night. The statistics will say that the Giants have a lot of yards, but they don't have a lot of yards against the starters of the Indianapolis Colts. Back-to-back plays by Sergio Brown. Gonna make it hard for LaRon Landry to get his job back, Mike.
Only halfway through the season. It's great to have some depth. The Colts go into their bye. And then Tom Brady and company come to the Circle City. 4th down. It's short, gonna have to run for it with Beckham, and he won't get there. Shy of the sticks, Vontae Davis makes the play. Chit chat. And the spot. See the spot. Gave Beckham the first down with the spot at the 40. I thought for sure Beckham was short of it. Let's see where the ball is as he goes out of bounds. That's
design block screen. That might be a challenge for sure.
Chuck Pagano has thrown the challenge flag on that spot, which live looked to be the incorrect spot. So Carl Sheffers will get a peek at it with 2:29. First down mark was just shy of the stripe for the 40-yard line. Question is there indisputable visual evidence to overturn this and say Beckham didn't get there? This might be a call stands thing because you might not be able to tell exactly where it went out from replay. There's Carl Sheffers.
After review, the runner is short of the line to gain. First down, Indianapolis.
That's what we thought live. I second-guessed myself into the other way. The line was just near the 40, and he came up short of that. You see where the line was, this side of the 40-yard line. And Beckham was escorted out before the 40. The ball wasn't leaned forward. And it will be Colts ball with 2:29 to go. Again, Beckham had no preseason as well, so as he breaks in here in the middle of a season as a rookie, it's a learning process. So tonight, important for that, 8 and 156 yards. He had an impact. The Giants are going to need a lot more impact players to step up in this second half of their season.
A lot of people probably wondering why Andrew Luck is still in this football game. These are the times you love the most. You have the game in hand. You want to be out there celebrating in the huddle with your teammates. They got beat badly in Pittsburgh. To come on the road on Monday Night Football and get a win like this says a lot about the character. Hard to beat this guy twice in a row.
Hi, folks. Steve Levy in once again for Stuart Scott. Quite the bounce-back effort tonight by the Indianapolis Colts. Coming up, the GMC post-game report. We'll talk it over with Steve Young, Trent Dilfer, and Ray Lewis. We'll break down the game, highlights, analysis, and reaction. The fellas will have their rants of the week around the NFL. And Week 9, the top plays will count them down the top 10. All coming up on SportsCenter immediately following the game. Upstairs to Mike and John. Fellas?
All right, Leaves, thank you. We will see you shortly. Daniel Herring looked right, came back left, slide down, or he'll keep going. Just slide down there just around the 20-yard line. And that should do it. No, we have a flag down back behind the play. I beg your pardon. Didn't see that'll be a hold against the Colts. Heron just sliding down because all the Colts needed to do is
Holding.
take 3 knees.
Number 72 offense, 10-yard penalty. Second down.
We're not running another play.
Jonathan Harrison, rookie undrafted center, has been a big story. They've had a lot of different centers this year. Caleb Holmes got hurt in the preseason. Then I don't know who I saw.
A.Q. Shipley.
A.Q. Shipley.
Right.
I've seen Jack Muhort play center in the preseason. Now it's Harrison. Started a lot of games for the University of Florida, and he shows a lot of poise for a rookie.
2nd and 20 with Heron. It's another road game where Andrew Luck is thrown for over 350 passing yards. On the road one more time, over 350, 354 tonight. And the first man, 5 straight road games to throw for over 350 yards.
That's amazing.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more Luck records coming up here.
5 straight on the road.
He's not going to play on the road for a while either. Once the Colts touch down in Indiana in the wee hours of Tuesday morning, they won't leave the state as a team until December 6th. Heron to the right, chased down by the Giants rookie Kennard. So it's off this week. And then a 3-game homestand with Brady and the Patriots, Jacksonville and Washington. And then we said December 6th because they'll travel the day before the matchup against the Browns on the 7th. And you see they close with 3 of the last 4 on the road.
That looks like a favorable schedule, Mike.
Their lead will be 2 over Houston. And the one thing Indianapolis, when you look at this division, which is the weak division in the AFC, there's no arguing that. With the success Buffalo and Miami have had, the AFC East a little bit tougher than maybe forecast. Can you get on a run in this division? Can you continue to have that success? If so, then you have a chance to get a number 2 seed if Denver gets nicked up one more time in that difficult AFC West and get the week off and get the home playoff game. All things to be watched and discussed in the second half of the season. Fourth down, and McAfee will punt. On a historically bad night for the Giants. Beckham went to touch it, and it will be a touchback. There's no possession gain there, so no touchback, no safety, as the player was trying to say, from the Colts. And 7 seconds remain. So the Giants, John, give up 443 yards and 40 points here tonight. That combo of giving up 40 points and 440 yards in a home game. Didn't happen in this stadium, didn't happen in the Meadowlands Giant Stadium, didn't happen at Yankee Stadium. Have to go back to the Polo Grounds, and when the Cardinals, on their journey across the country, were in Chicago. Last time it's been this bad, 66 years ago. Ryan Nassib, in his 2nd year out of Syracuse, comes in with 7 seconds left. He enters his 3rd game of the season. They'll hand off to Cox. This will be cosmetic for the stats. This one is over. Indianapolis with an impressive victory to up the record to 6-3. Andrew Luck gets his first Monday night win. Threw for 4 touchdowns and 354 yards. Giants fall to 3-5, and they are bound for Seattle. GMC postgame on SportsCenter is next with John Gruden, Lisa Salters, and our Monday night team. Mike Tirico saying so long from MetLife Stadium. Our coverage continues on SportsCenter.